Hi, my name is Bill Anderson. I teach agronomy at UMW. Do you have weeds in your gardens or in your cornfields? If so, you probably use something like this to take care of those weeds, or sometime on occasion maybe a sprayer to get rid of them. What I like to do when I have weeds in my field is bring along my picnic basket and have them for lunch. Now, we have several weed species in the garden here you could consider to be edible, and they are quite tasty. For example, this plant here is called a wild parsnip. Sometimes they call that wild dill. But if you look at the root on this plant, you can't eat this. It's just very much like a carrot. You can peel that and put it in a crock pot or fry it in butter. Very tasty. You probably want to be careful of this, though, because there's another plant called poison hemlock that looks very much like it. Here's another weed right here called common milkweed. Now, milkweed has several kinds of uses. These little flowers up here, when they're a little bit earlier, you can pick these right off of there and eat that very much like broccoli, cauliflower, something like that. Boil them. Earlier in the life cycle of this weed, it comes up kind of like asparagus, and you can pick those young shoots like that and again boil them, steam them in a steamer, for example. So there's a couple of examples of edible weeds you might otherwise hoe out of your garden or spray. When I go on these searches, I like to take along a tea kettle because you never know what you're going to find out here that you might be able to drink. So this plant right here, for example, is called catnip. I'm not sure how many know what catnip tea tastes like, but you can take the leaves off of this plant and dry them out, and you can brew them, and that makes a fairly nice flavored tea. Over here I see a few other weeds we can use for edible purposes. I see some chickweed over here. Now this is really hard to spray and kill out of a lawn, but why spray it? You may as well eat the stuff. Got real nice tender leaves on there. You can put this in a steamer and steam those, or use that for a fresh salad. So that would be very good. Here's another weed. There's only a little bit of it, but this is called common purslane, and this is really a menace in gardens. And you can take these little leaves up here at the top and use them in fresh salads, or again, it's got a very fleshy stem on it, so you could use this, say, in a vegetable dish of sorts. Very tasty. And then I saw another one back here, kind of in the trees here a little bit. Looks like rhubarb. And this is called common burdock. And the common burdock, you can take these little petioles here just like in a rhubarb plant, and you can boil them. Even these leaves you could use for greens. You've heard of mustard greens. When they're younger, they're a lot better. They're kind of old and tough right now, but you can also eat these. Well, why don't we go in and make some of these things for lunch now? Oh, I see the tea's ready. Remember this plant right here now. This is the catnip tea. It's pretty tasty. What I'd like to do first is just steam some vegetables. This plant again was wild parsnip. Like I say, it's got a big carrot-like root on it. You can just cut that off of there like this. That is one tough parsnip. I don't know about this. I can't cut that thing.
Maybe you need a cleaver.
Jeez, I need something. Okay, ready? It's about ready to cut.
Yeah.
They're just not going to believe it. I'm dumping that guy on the ground. Then we can take a carrot peeler and just peel that off, just like a carrot. And when you get that all done, just throw that in the pot along with other vegetables. This is the common milkweed. Again, we said we could pull off the flowers. There's some, and here's some. They should be younger, though. These are a little too old. But pull these off and get off the worms. And again, put these in the steamer. And they taste a little like broccoli. The burdock, again, you can either use the petioles. Should wash these first. And you can throw that in the steamer. These leaves, just like greens, put that in the steamer. Just pick these apart.
And then just go ahead and throw it.
Okay. And we can let those steam for a while. and they'll be just like regular greens, mustard greens or spinach or something like that. I took an interesting course this winter, Greek cooking, and we learned how to use some of this phyllo dough here, kind of like a strudel pastry, little thin layers of dough here. And you layer these and put in a mixture of cheese and spinach. Well, instead of using spinach, you can use a weed called lamb's quarters. You can also make quiches out of these things, but instead of using spinach leaves, take these leaves and pick them off of there again and boil these just like greens, and you can mix this with a mixture. So again, save a little money that way. And then these weeds here, a lot of you farmers probably recognize. If the county ag inspector comes out and tells you to get rid of these weeds in the field, instead of spraying them, maybe just take them over here and you can make some cocklebur soup for that matter. Just pour them in there and do that. Or if you're in an extra hurry, maybe you got thistles in the field, just make yourself a quick sandwich like this and eat that. Well, seriously, except for the cocklebur soup and the thistle sandwich, you can eat all these weeds and many more. Just be careful to eat the right ones. If you'd like more information concerning eating weeds, just call me, the Weed Man, at University of Minnesota Technical College, Waseca.